DNG Energy is a company founded by Africans in order to specifically solve Africa's ills. As you know, that Africa is primed and ready for good economic growth, and we believe that as DNG, we will be in a position to help that growth by providing clean, affordable, reliable natural gas for the industrial, power sector, and all other ancillary sectors that needs the gas molecule to act as a catalyst for their operation.
This is the 8th year of DNG being in business. Could you talk us through the growth of the company since it started, and what achievements are you most proud of?
The fact that we were the first company ever authorized to import LNG in South Africa is something that we are proud of. The fact that we were the first people to solve for small-scale LNG solution in Ghana and build infrastructure within that economy was one of the things that made us proud. The fact that we are the first company ever in the history of this continent to be in a position to do LNG bunkering is a recent achievement that we are proud of. And the fact that we stuck it out despite all odds to come up with very good initiatives of solving our energy crisis. So we are proud of the fact that we are tenacious people and believe in the dreams that we have. The vision that we have is what our ambition is to solve real problems, to be that company that delivers a solution to the general populace. And that is what we pride ourselves with. We want to be that company that is effective in solving the power shortage or the energy shortage that we have within the continent.
You just spoke about some of your achievements. In order for them to be achievements, I'm sure there were a lot of challenges along the way to achieve what you guys have already. So talk us through some of those challenges and how you overcame them.
Firstly, you've got challenges, regulatory, we call them regulatory opportunities, in a sense that, and it is something that we embraced quite well, because we gave it our best in terms of making sure that whoever needs to regulate us understands our business, understands the product very well, and understand the processes very well, so that they are better informed in terms of helping us. So that is one. Secondly, you also have an issue in terms of when you deal with big capital projects like that, you have to start from somewhere and at the same time build the track record with your backers to make sure that you've got the big capital that you need in terms of fulfilling your dream of servicing your people. So that was another challenge that we had to overcome. The third challenge that we really had to overcome was the challenge of talent. We started by having a lot of expatriates in the business, and over the years, it ended up being a South African team that is doing what it needs to do.
You mentioned just now in your answer that what is the way forward? Let's talk South Africa, because seeing that most of the readership is from South Africa. Let's talk about South Africa and energy. We all know the crisis in this country that we face from an energy perspective. What are the solutions to having a country that does not have those problems, that we do not have the energy shortage? Is that more of what you guys do, LNG, or what exactly, in your opinion, what's the way forward for South Africa?
One of the ways of stopping load shedding today is having a lot of gas to power into the system, and that will augment the correct step that the country has taken in terms of implementing renewables, right? If you put gas side by side with renewables, you have an optimal energy mix, meaning that when wind is blowing, gas doesn't have to work. When the sun is shining, gas doesn't have to work. But when wind does not provide sufficient capacity and solar does not provide sufficient capacity, or hydro does not offer sufficient capacity, gas can kick in order to make sure that the grid is stabilized, to make sure that there's enough power that is being produced in terms of meeting the shortfall and making sure that we always have consistent lights, be it midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, or during the course of the day like this. So the elements that we are after is to make sure that we've got a reliable way of providing an energy solution.
Do you feel that there's similar kind of benefits to going gas, renewables into for job creation? Because obviously that's a major sticky point in South Africa.
Well, let me address it and let me try and be controversial and say that coal on its own is not a bad problem. You've got a country that has huge resources from a coal perspective. If you use the correct mining principles whilst protecting and respecting the environment, I believe that coal mining and having good environmental practices can coexist. So that is the basis. Secondly, I mean, we've got very clever people these days that have come up with amazing technology such as carbon capture. I see no reason why coal should be outdated and not be part of the system, especially on the fact that it's an asset, it's a resource that is owned by our people. So we have to use our resources wisely in conjunction with respecting the environment or not destroying the environment. So that is the vantage point that we come from. Will we be in a position to create as many jobs within the gas space? I don't know. But what we do know is that we're going to be creating a lot of jobs by bringing gas and operating gas-fired power stations or having a gas infrastructure in a play that allows to reduce carbon emissions out there. So that is how we see it. We believe that we can coexist with as many people as possible because we are not an island. We are here to support one another in terms of achieving the best outcome for this country.